So now we need to try to think about this as another example of mean as a balance point. Wherever you think the mean is on your paper, I want you to write the balance point symbol. So if for some reason I thought a balance at 1, I would put a balance point symbol right underneath the 1. Pretending I've got a lever here, and this is kind of like, this represents your finger with the ruler. I can think about this as like a seesaw or a lever. What do you call the point where a lever is balanced? Bonus points. Anybody recall? What is the balancing point of a lever called? You guys did a brain pop on this year, and you studied it last year. It's part of Simple Machine. The whole thing is called a lever. Like this whole thing is a lever. What's the balancing point called? It begins with an F. A Framel? That's a new one. I like that. It's called a fulcrum. I wrote that down. I hope you guys wrote it down. If I'm tying together science and math, I hope we're sure learning it. Can I get it right down? So I asked you to write down a balance point, a fulcrum symbol, where, let's get some audience answers. Where would you guys place the fulcrum to make it balanced with 3 points?
6.
Okay, so I've got some people saying 6. Any other answers? 5.5. Anyone else? All right, well, 6 was the first answer, so let's try proving that mathematically. What are the steps I would use to prove 6 as a balance point? Okay, so 3 plus 7, that's clearly 10. That's going to be 18, and we know that 18 divided by 3 is equal to?
6.
Okay, so 6 as a balance point appears to make sense. That's really good. So what do we notice about the balance point? Is it like right in between all the numbers? Is it exactly in the middle? Or is it off to one side or the other? Okay, well, let's compare. The distance between the mean of 6 and the upper limit is 1, 2. 2 spaces. So let's see if it's exactly in the middle. From 6 to 3, I have to go 1, 2, 3 spaces. So is it closer to the upper limit or the bottom limit? Why? Not. Well, yeah, there's less spaces. That's why it's closer because there are less spaces. But why is it more this way as opposed to exactly in the middle? Crickets. This is part where you actually think, people. Why is the balance point closer to where most of the data is? Whenever you have your ruler, if one side has 2, can you put your finger right in the middle and let it balance?
No.
No, it'll fall towards the heavier side. So what do you have to do to your finger? I have to move it this way. Now, I need to take this thing.
Because you need to balance more where there's more heavier weight.
Okay, so it has to be closer to where most of the weight is. So if most of the data is towards one side, the balance point, the mean, moves one way or the other. And guys, this is really the whole goal of using the rulers. So we didn't get that, so we need to talk about it some more. Let's think of some other numbers. What if we had, let's use the exact same data. Has everyone written this down? Some of you are staring at me blankly. Write down the new mean. Eric, we good? People just coming in, are you guys writing this down? So let me suppose that I have a 12. A 2. And a 4. Where's my fulcrum going to be? Where's my balance point? On your paper, I want you to draw a symbol wherever you think it will be to balance. So if I was balancing these on my finger, would it make more sense to put it near the 12 or near the 3 or the 2 and the 4? Where's it going to be closer to? Is it going to be closer to the small values or to the big value?
Small value.
Why would it be closer to the small value?
Because there's more weight up there.
It's not necessary. It's because there's more of them.
Well, that's fine. More people.
Yeah, so my balance point needs to be this way. Where do you guys think the balance point is?
6.
6? Okay, so if I add together 2 plus 4 plus 12, what does that equal?
18.
And we know that if they all equal 18, 18 divided by 3,
Is that a 7 and an 8 or 78?
this is a 7, then an 8. What if, let's do a what if scenario. What if I came along and I asked another person and they said that it took them 12 minutes to get to school? Now what's going to happen to my balance point?
It's going to tip over.
Is it going to go this way or is it going to go this way? Is it going to get bigger or smaller? So you guys are saying that my balance point needs to go this way?
No.
Or this way?
The other way. It's
Smaller or bigger? Now remember, it was closer to the smaller point because there were 2 smaller numbers. There was only 1 bigger number. Since the smaller numbers outnumbered the bigger number, it went towards the smaller number. Now there's an equal amount of small numbers and big numbers. So do we think the balance point is going to go this way or this way? If we're trying to keep them balanced, where do we think? With your hands, everyone point to the big or to the small. Which way do you think it's going to go? Some people aren't pointing. Please participate. I'm not asking you to do a whole lot here. I'm asking you to point. Please participate. Okay. So I know mathematically, how can I prove where it's going to be? Okay. So if I add together 2 plus 4 plus 12 plus 12, what is 12 plus 12? 24 plus 6 is? What is 30 divided by 4? It's going to be about 7 point something. So did my balance point move more towards the heavy numbers or more towards the lighter numbers? My new balance point, it had to move this way, guys. There's an equal amount of numbers here to the numbers there. We're going to have to beat this into the ground, I can tell. All right. I'm going to go back to the drawing board and think of a better way of explaining this. And you guys are about to go take a quiz.